Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. So let us continue with the chapter tissues. So today we will be studying about permanent tissue. Under that we will study a thorough concept about simple permanent tissue. So let's begin. So now let us look into difference between permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. Coming to the major difference, you can look into the table. So that is permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. So these permanent tissue, they cannot undergo cell division, where in case of meristematic tissue, they can undergo cell division. So coming to permanent tissue, they don't have a prominent nucleus, where in case of meristematic tissue, they have prominent nucleus. In case of permanent tissue, the intracellular space is present in between the cells, where in case of meristematic tissue, intracellular space is absent. And in permanent tissue, there is no normal protoplasm. Okay, I mean to say, compared to dense protoplasm, there is a normal protoplasm, where in case of meristematic tissue, they have a dense protoplasm. In case of permanent tissue, normal number of mitochondria is present and also they have vacuoles in it. Where in case of meristematic tissue, they have more number of mitochondria and absence of vacuole. Coming to cell wall, in case of permanent tissue, cell wall is very thick in case of permanent tissue. Where in case of meristematic tissue, cell wall is very thin. So these are the major difference to know about permanent tissue and meristematic tissue before you get into the concept. Now let us study in brief about permanent tissue. These permanent tissue are group of living or dead cells. It might be living cells also or it might be dead cells also. And these permanent tissue are formed by meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue is going to form a permanent tissue. Okay, and they don't have a ability to divide. They lost their ability to divide and permanently placed at a fixed position in a plant body. The position of these permanent tissue are fixed. Okay, it never changes and these are permanently placed at a fixed position in any part of plant body. And these doesn't have a specific function. They don't have a specific function. Coming to types of permanent tissue, there are two types. One is simple permanent tissue and another one is complex permanent tissue. So today we will be studying only about simple permanent tissue. So now coming to simple permanent tissue. This simple permanent tissue are those tissues which are made up of only one type of cell. So it is made up of only one type of cell. Where in case of complex permanent tissue, those are made up of more than one type of cell. That is the reason we call it as complex, because it is more than one type of cell, isn't it? So here three types of simple permanent tissue can be seen. One is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So let us study one by one. Okay, first let us study with parenchyma. Coming to one of the type of simple permanent tissue, the first one is parenchyma. These parenchyma cells are also called as filler cells. Filler in the sense they fill the gap of a region in a plant body. And these parenchyma are very thin cell wall. Due to thin cell wall, the tissues are also soft based on the thinness of a cell wall. Okay. Parenchyma cells in green plants can take part in photosynthesis. These parenchyma cells are also having ability to synthesize food. Okay. They have a another part. Okay, so it is said to be chlorenchyma. So they even called as chlorenchyma. This is a combination of two words, that is chloroplast and parenchyma. This chloroplast along with parenchyma is called chlorenchyma. Okay, mainly it is present in the leaf. Parenchyma can also found in the pulp of the fruits. Here you can see I have given a picture of apple and also I am showing the pulp of an apple, because these parenchyma can also be seen in the pulp of a fruits. Okay, because these tissues can store sugar and starch. So it can also be called as storage parenchyma. Clear, children? And also this parenchyma is seen in a floating plants. Floating plants are found in aquatic region, isn't it? In floating plants, the parenchyma cells has large intercellular space. You can see in the last picture, the green color cells, you can see it here. Okay, so they have a large intercellular spaces. This helps in filling air, so it is helping a plant to float in a water because the cells are filling air in it. Okay, and that is said to be parenchyma. What do you call it as? Parenchyma. It is a combination of two words again, air plus parenchyma. Okay, so this is about the overall concept about parenchyma, and this is how the cells looks like. You can see the microscopic view of a cell, parenchyma cells. This is how it looks. Next, coming to collenchyma. Collenchyma is another type of simple permanent tissue. It's responsible for two things, that is flexibility and mechanical support. These cells are meant to give flexibility and mechanical support to a plant. So even if it rains heavily, even if it breathes, the plant doesn't fall easily, isn't it? Because of the mechanical strength and flexibility of that particular tree or a plant. So where this plant is getting flexibility and mechanical support, that is through collenchyma cells. These collenchyma cells are present at the stalk of flowers and leaves. Stalk means ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ flowers ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, that is said to be stalk. And also leaves will also have a stalk, isn't it? So it is present in that region of stalk of flowers and leaves. These cells are made up of living cells, and these cells are living cells. As I said when I was explaining simple permanent tissue, they might be living cells also and also dead cells, isn't it? You can see now in collenchyma, these cells are made up of living cells, and cell walls are much thicker than parenchyma. Compared to parenchyma cells, they have a very thick cells. You can see microscopic view of collenchyma cells in the picture. Okay, and cells arranges compactly with no intercellular space. Okay, so the cells are arranged in such a way there is no intercellular space between them. You can make out in a picture. And corners of collenchyma cells are unevenly thickened. Okay, so in corner part of the cells you can see the collenchyma is unevenly thickened. Okay, and cells are quite elongated, and these cells are quite elongated, and in the GIF you can see how the plant movement is seen and how it is being strength, like how it is giving strength. These collenchyma cells are giving strength to a plant, so that it can tolerate a breeze or wind. Okay, and also heavy rain. So this is the uses of collenchyma in case of plants. Next, coming to sclerenchyma, the last type of simple permanent tissue, that is sclerenchyma. So these sclerenchyma completely made up of dead cells. These are completely dead cells. Okay, and it's very hard. This provide mechanical strength. Okay, so due to the hardness of a cell, so it gives mechanical strength. Okay, and these are found in hard shells of nuts and husk of a coconut. You can see it in the picture. The shells of nuts are very hard, like a stone, isn't it? So the hardness is compared to stone, isn't it? And even the husk of coconut, it is hard, isn't it? Sclerenchyma come in different shapes and sizes. So these sclerenchyma might be different, they occur in different shape and sizes. And two main types are fiber and sclerites. Here you can see how fiber look like and sclerite. These fibers are elongated and long. So have you heard about this threads? Okay, the fiber is converted to thread. Okay, and these threads and the fibers are exclusively used in textile industry. Clear, children? And these sclerites are, they doesn't have a proper shape. Okay, and these are seen in the hard shells. The hardness is dependent on sclerite present on them, and it is compared to the hardness of stone. Clear? And this is about sclerenchyma. I hope everyone had followed today's concept. It is very easy if you just practice it once, because if you take one concept, that is simple permanent tissue, we see different types under it again. Okay, so you should practice it and you should make a flow chart to remember these things. Okay, children. So no worksheet will be sent because there is lot of notes to complete. So do complete that. Once we finish with classwork, we will solve worksheets. Clear, children? See you all. Have a good day.